okay, let's see what we can do to beat this.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look at your VODs, figure out how you play on this map right here, Ascent. We're about to kick it off with the pistol round. Leviatan already a map to the good, and they're now looking to take that to a second. And you know, Tom, right away, I think we've got to pause. So there we go.
That was just a very long second.
Yeah. Time goes by so slowly.
You know, when you count, you're like, one, still one. Yeah. No, I guess we made some sort of technical error. But it happens every once in a while. It's weird because Pampok, they're not even on today, and somehow they're still cursing the show.
They did come to the building.
They did actually, that's true.
That could be it. Can we get them escorted off the premises? Is that a possibility?
The second they
step, security's on it.
Security's currently stepping into the building and out of the building. And it does a tech pause.
The second goes off, back on, off, back on. Well, yeah, obviously, you guys, this is something that's actually kind of interesting. When you pause it like that right at the second, for us, I don't know if it's just Observer, but like the barriers do disappear, but they're still physically there. You can't go past them, but it looks like they're not. It always catches me off guard where I'm like, wait, did we just tech pause? Are we going to have to match medic and so on? But no. Once they're sorted out, they'll be just clicking a button right back into the game. And, you know, for Team Liquid, let's start there. Defensive side, Tom, where are our expectations going for this team?
Well, that's the thing. The one real danger with this Phoenix composition is the fact that the defensive side, for the majority of Phoenix players, sucks. Because you have to be aggressive, you have to be proactive, you have to be taking space. You can't just sit back because your utility doesn't really work in that way. Okay, you got the hot hands, it's a Molotov, it's okay. But realistically, they're going to want to try and pressure and get that a little bit more aggressive and take the fight to their opponents. Now, Leviatan should be expecting that. And they have a lot that can actually work for pulling those rotations using the Astra, but also just slowing down some of those attempted takes. So it's going to be how Scream, but also Yumpy can be varied in the way they're playing the map on the defensive side that will actually make things very interesting. On the attack, I don't think it's anywhere near as bad. Like, we know how he uses the Blaze to sort of get into that A site, use it as almost a wall just on their executions rather than having that sort of jet dash, which everybody else does. He takes space in different ways and plays around it. The interesting thing as well will be how they counter that off him almost playing around that utility on the other side, because the same thing can be done for King. Like, they're going to have less flashes, but he can still take the space in similar ways. So I'm going to be interested to see how both teams are actually sort of playing around that, and if this Phoenix still works. It should, because it's Scream, but you never know. Like, I feel like this is a solid Leviatan team that could easily pick that apart.
When I was in the interview with Ben Kai earlier, I asked him, you know, on Icebox, what happened, man? They picked that map and they got stomped. And the reality was, from his perspective, he didn't necessarily think that they made a ton of mistakes. They played as they wanted to, but his opponent had just a lights out game. They did things that he didn't expect. That's what he said. Now, or that they weren't ready for. Now, when you look at a team like Leviatan on their map pick, pretty good chance they're going to come in and do something that you're not ready for. With the VODs that are out there of Team Liquid, like you're saying, a lot of the benefit of some of these comps running a Phoenix when others don't is that others don't. You don't have the ideas of how to play against it because you don't get to play against it that often. So how does that particular agent and the way that they use him affect your default, not another team's? That's always going to be a difficulty going into an area blind like that, and VOD reviews can help. But on the server, on the day, that's when you really see the team's adaptations, their pivots, and that's what wins. That's what makes games and makes teams. For Team Liquid, they've got that. They've shown it. Now they're mapped down, and they need to show it from the get-go, not having a 5-0 start.
The fun thing to sort of talk about is the contrast in those compositions. Like, because you've sort of lost one of those initiators, a lot of the time you are going to have your players pushing to get that information. Whereas on the other side, you have this almost perfect push and pull. You have Melzer, who I think, again, he was a highlight in the last map, even on an Omen, which I don't think is his greatest agent. Going into the Astra, I think he's fantastic. It's similarly to when you watch, maybe if you're from EMEA, the likes of Nats or something like that, where it's his defensive side is going to be like a center. The rest of the team will play around it, but he's going to have mainly the A site just on lockdown, and it's going to be difficult for them to try and pressure him into it. And the rest of the map, you got 3 initiators to find out what they're doing, where they're going, where they're playing. It's very difficult to sort of find gaps in that, which is exactly what Liquid will be wanting to do. Now, I will say they have some pretty good executes, so it's something that they play around that Phoenix, which a lot of teams won't be used to playing against. And that's something else to mention, because I think although teams can adapt, teams can learn to the Phoenix, the difference is teams won't have played against it. And that's a very different thing, because you've seen a lot of players sort of get caught out by the pacing of the flashes. That's something that was actually adapted and changed with this iteration of Phoenix, is the fact that those flashes pop quite a bit faster. And so players are getting caught trying to dodge them quite a bit more. So it's definitely going to be intriguing to see whether or not that is something Leviatan are actually ready for, because it's all well and good in practice. Like, I watched him do it, I know he does this. You haven't played it though. You haven't done it yet.
And I think, Tom, you've seen the players on the stage. Obviously, we'll address this at home. A little bit of a tech pause as the players are prepping to jump on into the server. I believe it's some logistical issues. These things happen, of course. And for Leviatan, there's absolutely no way you're going to be going into this map without being at 100%. Not after that first performance. You don't want to fall flat and have the excuse of, oh, well, actually my mouse map had a bump under it. You know what I mean? Check the equipment, get everything sorted, and once we get this game going, we get it really going. Get that ball into Leviatan's court and see what they can get done. I do think that them starting on the attack here, it gives them the ability to almost set the pace if they can deal with some of the early aggression out of Scream. That's what I cannot wait to see, man. It's always been so exciting to see Scream play a Phoenix. On the other side, though, I'm a big fan of Melser and how he played the previous map. I think pretty much everyone will be. I'm excited to see him bring the Astra to play here. Now, up against this comp as well, because Team Liquid have got a ton of flexibility to their composition. I'm excited to see what Leviatan's ideas are around finding full value with that Astra up against these guys.
Yeah, I think as well something we could look towards is going to be that chamber battle again, because I think that Yumpy is also someone who has had peaks on this map in particular. You go all the way back to when Jet was OP. Even the first time you saw playing this map, he played like an absolute madman, running into smokes with the judge and still managing to have relative success. So I think that he is someone who thrives on this map in general. Even on the attacking side, he'll just look to take space, take risks, take angles. So I think that he's always going to be someone to watch. And Tacolia on this map in specific as well is also going to be different in the way that he's still going to be taking that aggressive opening duel, but I feel like he's a lot safer than Yumpy will be. And that means that Yumpy, I think, has much more of a chance to take over the game.
That's the second! That was a long second, you're right, Tom, but we're finally ready to go, and it looks like Team Liquid wastes no time.
We need another pause.
We got to deal with the early aggression of Scream was how I posed the question, and Demasic has brought out some of his own. A fantastic debut to this round, and now Yumpy up top! Oh, God! We didn't see it! Look away!
Back onto a shorty. That's such a ratty thing to do, but they're going to avoid him completely. Demasic might have to do it all. He's going to hear the footsteps coming. The Prowler looking to clear back into mid. He needs 2 here, minimum, and he gets absolutely nothing. Shy. That Rhino really is just running forward at the moment, already with his 3rd kill of the round, and Scream and Yumpy completely out of position.
Well, they have just demolished them in this round. A stampede of red towards the A site as they planted down, and wow, Team Liquid left with very few options on the way back through. Utility was used, Scream on the back of B site, and Boathouse, he'd popped out his flashes as well, so we don't have that to entry back through. We don't have man advantages, not even close. And with the door closed, there's even less angles that you can come from. Gonna open it up? Well, it's gonna take a little bit of extra time, and they've just now spotted it, clearing out short, a whole nother thing. And by this point, I think it's becoming pretty apparent that short of a bannable round, essentially, this is not going to go their way. And there you go. Taco's all but confirmed it.
I don't know if Scream just whiffed there, because it looked like the player was almost directly into the open. Nice shots from Yumpy. It's still getting him something towards that tour de force, and eventually he's going to have to go down to Shy. The youngster, I think still just 17 years of age, having a huge start to this game.
Oh, yeah. You know, we mentioned Fades as the players that are typically pretty passive in those early fights. Now, when it comes to the later rounds, I fully expect that to be the case. But when you go into a pistol, you got a frenzy, yeah, I expect you to be W keying around that corner. Pistols, maybe the utility doesn't play as much of a role. I mean, especially because it's usually not that much of it. So here, Leviatan take their pistol, and this is another solid start to the map. Their pick, their attack, already finding success, and Team Liquid, to be honest, in that pistol round, they looked lost. They got played. And so coming into this round with very little to work with, they don't have a ton of opportunities. But Scream has gone for the shields. And the Sheriff.
He's actually going to continue to push. There's no escape at this point for Yumpy. Almost has to land the shot and just TP away. But No, just sticking around. Eventually, he's going to get pinged up, being very careful to make sure they don't give this man anything in the early battles. Also to mention, I think that's all 3 pistols now going in the direction of Leviatan. So they have had fantastic starts to every single half so far. Very patient in this one, though. And then you can actually just watch Liquid. They're just rotating as a group. It's like, okay, we're just going to keep trying to stack one side of the map. The problem is, you're up against 3 initiators. It's going to be really hard to catch your opponent off guard.
It's kind of hilarious, man. I think if I was to sit back in the vast majority of rounds, a situation like this where, look at Scream's buy, right? The fact that he's got shields and a sheriff, he could easily have left the shields, bought flashes, right? Had that ability to, especially grouped up as a team, pop the flash, initiate off of it. Other side, you know, Navera maybe could have had flashes, something like that. There were a ton of opportunities here to go into utility, and normally that's something that I would critique of a team. However, in Team Liquid's case, I feel like we've seen so many rounds before where Scream's got a sheriff, and you're like, if he had 2 extra health, he would have won that round. And now he's got 25, so a little bit of a boost. Yeah. Sad thing is, they stacked B, then they went A, and Leviatan went B. So.
Yeah, the problem as well is it's likely to hurt him going into the next round where they're actually looking for the full buy. We saw that in the last map as well. We're just investing a little bit more into these rounds because they have had so much success prior to this tournament. Nice shot from Scream. Again, they can look to try and make this one nice and costly. Information being garnered by the other side. But getting out of here is going to be very difficult. Navir is landing another one. They are just clearing up every single player. And the wraparound coming through finally to clear up the remaining players.
No
but
time anyways.
Without any time, they will still win the round. But I don't think Liquid are going to mind that too much.
You know, they could have even decided to carry those Bulldogs through, but dying to the spike means you reset, get the full buy, and you have decimated your opponent's economy. A full buy for Leviatan, not even possible right now. This should have been their bonus, the ability to come in and win the second round as they did, then play the SMGs, their Bulldogs, all these investments that they made. And it is hilarious that we make the point about Scream buying the light shields, and he ends up on 12 HP after that first fight. He does indeed survive because of them, and we've seen it so many times here. Like, if he's just had that little extra. Now 2-0, Team Liquid could destroy them. I mean, well, okay, I like the idea of not buying. It's more or less the only play they could make.
Yeah, they're just making, well, they don't want to throw everything in here, so they're going to play this still as a bonus round with stingers. And actually, the relative success they had in the last map, I don't really mind it. Like, if they can even just make this one a bit more costly, that would be huge. Do exactly the same as what Liquid did, and then still go for the full buy in the next.
Prowler's cleared out one. They know there's no one pushed up on A. No nasty angles to play against. And I think this is going to be something off the nightmare. It's going to take them, Tom.
The thing is, there's so much, they've got so much utility that can actually delay. Like that's going to be the tougher thing, that even if you do throw this in, you're going to have to try and push through everything on the other side, which is really not going to be easy, being slowed down. And in fact, again, it looks like they're just going to go for these mid-rounds. Something that Leviatan have been fantastic at is just rotating all the way back and trying to find a new avenue into the round.
Yeah, I really thought they were going to put the Nightfall through there, but they've sold it as a fake, and now at the pick, this might almost convince them. The short push is a little bit suspicious, but Taco's somehow able to double up, make a little bit of noise towards B, and possibly maybe sell the fake. But no, because the utility's already come through. Navera spotted on the site. They know where he is now. He's losing his health, but looked like he had a chance. Looked like he'd won the fight. Kings come through with 4 HP to get the plant, and Taco Leah, after the double early, is rotated to A main. They've got a solid post plant to play with.
Oh my goodness, he's gone running in! Yumpy didn't even stop for a second, but he's facing the wrong way. Taco Leah is going to pull this one off. We spoke about the fact that this wasn't even investment. This was some stingers, a Spectre, and basically just the Headhunter bullets. Okay, they're a little bit more pricey than they used to be. But, you know, they've upped the price a bit. I don't think they expected to get that much done. I mean, I've just heard the screams. I definitely don't think they expected to win the round.
There you go. They've never lost Ascent at an international event. 3-0, and they're 3-0 on this map now. After the disgrace that was that round 2, to come through with a round like that, it's something else. It really and truly is. Tom, you said Taco Leah was going to be a little bit different on this map. I didn't think this is what you meant, I'll be honest. Kind of catching me off with that one.
Yeah, no, I didn't expect that either. I can't kid myself. Like, just absurd shots being hit with that Headhunter, and I feel like Liquid kind of looking a little lost. Like, because they have to be aggressive, because they have to hunt for information, while their opponents can almost just sit and wait, you see these battles given to Taco Leah, a lot of the time he's going to win. And now, of course, again, a lot of this composition for Liquid does rely on you playing aggressively and playing confidently. So I understand why they want to take those risks, but in a round like that, definitely not worth it. And unfortunately, well, it's now gone in that other direction again. Leviatan off to a flying start, and sure, there's still a few pieces that can be invested here for Liquid. Like Yumpy's going to be able to pull out a rifle because he will have the tour de force in the next round, but it almost seems meaningless unless they can actually pull off a round and do some damage to their opponents.
Well, this timeout for Liquid coming to a close, and so it's time to get the 4th round underway. Leviatan looking strong, but they're up against, as you said, a bunch of ultimates that could come through here for Team Liquid. There's opportunities, but after that previous round, there is no doubt the wind is in Leviatan's sails. Attack side, looking to start out with a default. They're spread wide, they're just looking to catch any sort of aggression out of Team Liquid. In a round like this, I don't mind it, because they right away found the rifle. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's not even anybody really to play off the back of it.
There.
Smoke going to be going down. Tell there's going to be an attempt to try and retrieve it, something to at least play within the round. As said, next round tour de force is going to be online for Yumpy, so it's not really that much of a problem. He was taking a risk to try and at least give them a chance of winning this. He gets a kill, drops the rifle over tour de force, maybe they can steal it here. Instead, just attempting to delay, and again, this slow, passive default from Leviatan. Now, actually, it doesn't catch anyone. I thought that Prowler was actually going to give them the info, but no, nothing.
It looked like it should have, and look at Team Liquid on the way to A. It's tragic. A few pixels, perhaps, the difference made, but Leviatan will be walking on to B. That plant will be found. There is nothing that Team Liquid can do to stop that. Post-plant then with the rifles. It's going to cause some problems. Now, I wonder here, you know, we've got flashes, we've got pistols. Solkus has recovered a rifle. There's an opportunity for some serious damage to come through. It was ambitious. I think that was through 2 walls.
Yeah, I appreciate the attempt, but
if he had known, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, you might have hit him for 7.
100.
Again, maybe just trying to catch them on their way out of this site. Build up some of your own ultimates along the way. Run it back not far away. Navira as well could be on for that no command. The fact is, though, the same can be said for the other side. Smoke's delaying them at least a little bit. Molotov through, but you can see they're exiting a little bit earlier this time. Not wanting to get caught. Oh, it's not pretty from either side, and eventually we will see at least 1 kill going in that direction. Solkas still with that rifle now. May just want to hold on to it after getting a kill. Yeah, no surprise, he will eventually fall back.
Well, you know, Scream is about to have the running back. Didn't end up with a kill or a death to a player, so he's not going to get the orb out of that spike explosion.
Demasic didn't die. Like the thing is, for Scream, obviously he dies because he wants to make sure he has the extra credits for the next round.
Yeah.
Demasic, I think, failed to do that and was like, I can just run in and get a gun. And he didn't run in and get a gun, so now he's playing with a Bulldog and low shields. That has gone very badly for Liquid, even though the only attempt there was to do damage, they've ended up hurting themselves.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And they've done damage in a round where there's a tour de force on. So Leviatan don't even have to buy up an extra rifle. That said, Lucky to still have the full team. Scream now has the ult, but no chance to use a good trade by Solkas, keeping the numbers in Team Liquid's favor. And Leviatan now going to look to that showstopper to find some value. Second shot ringing out, no victim found.
Take flight.
Demasic going to have to try and fall back off of the angle. Delay them once again with the smoke, but after he's been spotted by the drone, they're actually just going to push past it. Swinging back in though, Navira. It is just traded once again. Also got a Prowler to spot out Tacom with that tour de force, just wanting to fall back, but he goes straight into the hands of Yumpy, who's re-aggressed in towards B. Now it's left on to Melsa. He's been fantastic throughout this series so far. A little bit of a slower start, but with your teammates picking up all the kills, I don't think it matters so much. Can he drop some of these guns, or can he even steal it away?
I mean, at 4-0, he could have team killed 2 people, I wouldn't care. Still winning the game. But for now, doesn't look like they'll be winning out this round. That spike retrievable. But now it's... Oh, it was being held. Yumpy switching between the angles. He might be able to catch timing and slip away. I think he saw him. Yes, he definitely did. And look at the players moving on short. Everything now changes for Liquid. They start to converge on A. The door closing. And it's about to be broken wide open. And Melser, okay, he's at least going to get the plant out.
Yeah, just trying to hold them back. Actually lands the instant headshot. plant not going through, but it doesn't really matter so much. There will still be credits available on their side to actually come in with a purchase for this round, but realistically, still a little bit too close for comfort. I am liking the fact that we are starting to see some of these more aggressive plays, though. Even though it is only that one and done, it's the surprise factor of this composition. And I also want to note the fact that for Liquid, this should be the harder half. Even though you kind of expect Yumpy to do a little bit better on Chamber on this side of the map, I actually think he can still really perform on the attack.
Oh, I'm 100% with you. I mean, we saw it even towards the end of the previous map. When we were at the attacking half, things started to warm up. It took a little while. Team Liquid, again, taking a while to warm up. They found their first round. Now, the question is whether they can follow up. Remember, Scream has got the run it back. Yumpy has got the op, and they are in a stalemate right now. A standoff that Yumpy wins convincingly.
Yeah, you can't go for the jump peak versus him. Maybe, well, no, almost definitely not expecting him to be that deep pushing forward. I'm going to see pressure put straight through in towards him. The trap will give that away. But again, a lot of what Leviatan actually do is just try and bait players into rotating. A lot of the time where they're destroying this trap or where they're initially pushing isn't anything to do with the plan. And Yumpy now goes down off the swing. That kill might actually pull them back in that direction.
You can see there's certainly some thought there on Leviatan, and KO starting to move south of B. Rotates coming through, and the A site seems to be the new target. The thing is, no one's told Liquid that, and they're filtering in to cover some of these angles. Remember, mid is wide open. If you're watching, if your A or your B side and leaving that open, the round's already lost the majority of the time.
Oh dear.
That is some fantastic information.
Even still, though, I don't know if there's going to be so much they can do to actually stop this from coming through. All the utility that's been placed down is actually going to just be set from afar. So even if they were to use the null command on the other side, it's not going to deny anything after plant through, but there is still a run it back. There is still a null command on that defender side, which they can try and use for the retake.
It just disappeared. The ult pop by Scream. It's smart. He's in the corner, and that gives him the angle to jump them. Down comes Navera to help out, and okay, he's being dropped. Verso's having a life round, but Scream a little bit too strong, taking it across the line. You could probably get your buddy first.
There we go. Not even your buddy. It's your brother.
It's your brother. Yeah. Just leave him there. Bro.
You're good for now, right?
Hello.
what's the time? He's like, oh,
There you go. The defuse to be finished off, and Navera went searching for a gun. I believe that's the operator towards B. I don't believe he's gonna. Oh, he got there.
He did.
Just about got it. Wow. Got some calf muscles.
This use of the ult is just terrifying. Because if he gets shot instantly, he's going to just go straight back to that same spot and get shot again. Yep. It does give him just that little bit of extra confidence to swing back out. But even still, that came down to a 1v1. Like, Navera is on the ground, so a little bit too close for comfort even still. But this is, again, where I don't even know if I want to bring it up at this point. I'm going to say damage to the economy, Mitch. But the amount of times in the last match where Leviathan just won these rounds anyway with damn stingers. Like, what do you mean why? That's what they've been doing the whole time, and it works.
I don't like it, though. I still don't like it. And normally there's a rifle or two mixed in there. There's something to help out.
Headhunter.
Oh, sorry, yes, the rifle of the Headhunter. They've got one. But that said, Taco has been absolutely on fire. Starting this one out. 4-2, Team Liquid under pressure. The Stinger's already here. How is this guy in heaven? Yumpy's gonna catch him at least. He won't be left completely unchecked. Stop.
Navera. Dima6 been tagged up as well by the Hunter's Fury. He's now stuck in the mud, but luckily Yumpy's hitting some shots. These positions currently from the side of Leviathan make no sense. Scream has absolutely no idea. And Solkas is now low as well. This battle is everything. If he goes down, it could be a problem, but he's going to use the Prowler to get out of there. I don't know how Verso is doing this much damage with a Stinger from there, but now it's down to just Shy. He does have his Nightfall, and he has retrieved a rifle as well. The first is all too easy. He should know roughly where Yumpy is going to be, and it's just trying to get the information of where the other man may sit, but Yumpy is going to close it out. That was four Stingers, and it was pretty close.
They needed Yumpy to get a 4K to bail them out of that round. That is not a good look. That is for sure.
No. You know as well that there's now going to be a load of people who are just like, I'm going to buy this Stinger.
Lothar says, even without the binds, guys, you just need to get the timing right. It's the best gun in the game. Let's go. Monster's hand, I think anything. It's just a weapon. Still Shy, 10-5.
Let's get this.
I said, you know, as this half goes on, we'll see him kind of cool down with the with the crazy rounds, but
Rhinos don't
certainly is
cool
not.
down, you know. They build up.
Is that true? I don't know that that's accurate, but I'll tell you what, King is certainly accurate. He's taking down Scream right away. Put Team Liquid at a massive disadvantage that they recover on immediately and lose immediately after.
And Avera caught out, and this leaves quite a bit of space over on this A site. Yumpy aggressively peeking, maybe not even realizing, but the Nightfall's not going to connect. He's going to be able to swing back out first, goes his way eventually. His position is given up, but they have to clear him. Otherwise, they're going to have to rotate in a different direction. The Nightfall now doesn't catch Shy. It seems to just dodge the players on the other side. But it seems like they've realized, they've noticed that it could be going in the other direction. And this time, it goes Liquid's way. Melsa now, 1v2. He's actually going to get pinged up and slowed as well. So now they know that he's heading into B.
What is this game, man? The amount of rounds that are going on that just defy logic. Incredible individual performances. Another needed by Melser. Plant down already. Stars on their way, but he's cut two, peeking them together, and it's just not possible. Team Liquid will even things up, and it's not going to be the same slippery slope we'd seen before.
They both go running for the op.
Yep.
Right, I gotta get the op. You
Wait,
defuse.
who's
No, you
defusing?
defuse.
Luckily, there's no C9 here. This is a 4-4. Team Liquid tying it up, and the defensive side looking a little bit better. Leviatan, though, there's these moments, there's these flashes in the pan that so far we're not seeing consistently connected, but it feels like a matter of time. The amount of times they're able to like thread the needle and make these incredibly aggressive plays is outlandish.
Well, the fact that both Nightfalls missed by a pixel, and that ends up being the deciding factor for both teams.
I do think the one thing was that they actually, I'm pretty sure they spotted the player that was behind him, behind Shy. I'm not sure who it was, but I think it might have caught him. So they're like, oh, one guy's pushing, and then they kill someone who doesn't have a trail behind them. It's like, well, it wasn't him, so there's another one. Nice and easy.
All right, well, we got stingers again, so I'm nervous.
Great.
I never thought that would be something I'd say.
Leviatan have taken the round. Just get ahead of them.
Oh, those fantastic swing back in. Scream's just been mullered, absolutely destroyed by the stingers. It hasn't got well for him whatsoever, and young people, you don't want to be fighting with an operator versus Stinger. It's just not the greatest weapon to have at close range. So, because is he actually going to go swing with the headhunter? He is. He's going to go back. It's just insane. Why? Why would you do that?
What a lunatic. Here comes the drone. Solgus now alone and destroyed by Stingers. Having been revealed by the drone, it was the easiest kill. Didn't have a teammate there to help him out. And somehow, Tom, and I don't know how, I wish I did, but somehow, we're again looking at Team Liquid needing this retake. It's a 1v2. As we come down to Demasik falling, I somehow expected this. We've come to know that if Leviatan buy rifles, it's anyone's game, but hell, put some stingers in their hands, you might as well forfeit. That is ridiculous.
Just to get ahead of it, because I know that, like, we went, oh, can you nerf Chamber, and then you have to wait a few months. And like, can we just start nerfing the Stinger now, so that I don't have to watch it for 6 months? Because I really don't want to. And trust Owner to be the guy who's like, aha, bringing something special with this one. I got the Stinger meta coming in strong. It's ridiculous. And the thing is as well, I really don't like the way Liquid played that. Like, the swing in with the Headhunter, I'm guessing not expecting 2 players to be there, but it's just such an unnecessary risk when you have a huge weapon advantage. Even though we're joking about how good the Stinger is, it's just absurd.
There's going to be an attempted push. Yumpy up in mid, wants to try and make his way through, but he has been decimated. Oh, Team Liquid, down a man. And Leviatan, they don't make the mistake that we see all too often of just running it in, of full committing, because you've got the kill, so the execute's on. They pull back. Use the Cosmic Divide to mask their steps as they make it to A. Team Liquid have got themselves in a position quite quickly. Both flashers are here, ready to fight, and now they cannot flash. A fantastic knife coming through, and now Nevera's trapped up top. Good luck.
They both were. They both. Scream got caught by it as well. They should have a decent idea. They're even going to use the gravity ball, and even though they're revealed, it's just Scream getting pulled back into the corner. Taking so much damage. Wallbang as well. For the remaining players, it might just be worth holding on to some of these weapons, bringing something through into the next round, because the finances aren't in the greatest of positions for Liquid. And in all honesty, again, just I'm really enjoying the fact that we're seeing Leviatan just so calm. Like, it's like, okay, we got an opener. let's slow down. Let's use the Cosmic Divide to get ourselves back into a decent position. And then in the afterplants, they've been really solid. Like, I feel like it's been Liquid on the other side who have had their struggles in afterplants. Leviatan are looking like a well-structured team. Liquid are needing those more explosive plays.
100%. Yeah, for Leviatan right now, they are fully in control of this game. They've just come through in this one and had a prime game in Flawless. They're pushing Team Liquid to consistently play on these retakes, these poor positions. The early duels are theirs. Their resets, their pivots are fantastic. I really find it hard to pick out too many complaints about this Leviathan side. And we've seen the depth there as well. This game, look at the scoreboard, completely different to what we saw previous time around. Shy has been lights out in the first couple of rounds, but the last few have been step-ups from the rest of the team. We had even Adverso on that Stinger doing an incredible amount of damage. This has been a team effort, and they're showing it with their 6-4. 2 rounds left to play for in this half, and Leviathan, they want to repeat the 8-4.
Yeah, with the save that came through in the last round, Liquid is still going to have the finances to invest into this one. Going to have to throw out some utility early, though, just to deny that push into short. In all honesty, they haven't really committed to it at all. Again, a lot of utility almost wasted, but they're going to try and aggress off this. You can almost see, though, look at the position of King. He's just in a spot that dodges every piece of utility that they throw out, and now hearing those flashes go through, almost getting ready to just reclaim that ground a little bit later on, not allowing those early aggressions to do anything.
Here's the info for Nevera, though, because that knife's about to come back online. Just a few seconds left on it. If I caught correctly, there you go. It's back up and in, and he put it at A main. It's found nothing. 0 players spotted. And it's not great information. They could be in wine. They could be just outside of main, like at the doorway through, because that knife doesn't go very far when it's just hit up against the wall. How did it went to short? I guess it would have just spotted 1 player anyways. It wasn't a ton to play with, but maybe you'd initiate a fight on Solkas, who has been sat here the whole time. And even though he saw Melser first, he has not won that fight. That is a devastating blow for Team Liquid.
That would have been such a huge scalp to take as well. That's a lot of the utility gone, and it's just saying that already. Scream is just sat at the back of the site. He is going to be able to land the headshot onto one. He's got Demasick alongside him, who's just popped off with a couple of his own. A hero once again coming through for Team Liquid to grant them that 5th. And while Melzer, even though he's got plenty of credits in the bank, 26 HP, you're just almost throwing a gun and an orb away.
Yeah, I mean, the spray says it all, right? There's just nothing he can do in this round. The 5th connected for Team Liquid, now on their opponent's heels. Really catching themselves back up in this one.
Last round before
be carried over by Demasick as well. Some incredible rounds out of this guy so far. 12-6.
He looks a lot more comfortable here. Like, even though it's still just sort of individual plays that he's making, I feel like it's much more, I guess, tempered. Like, he's not just running out of a smoke and trying to headshot people. Like, that's not what we're seeing, like, on the last map. It didn't look like he was particularly comfortable as a site anchor, whereas now it seems like he's playing around the utility much better, and even just, if you're putting him in position, he's managing to land the shots.
We're getting run it back from the corner. Here we go, right down on the short, fight on mid, and they're still peeking it now. They've made the wise choice, tuck it in, but Shy couldn't get away. He was stuck up close, and even though they're spotting him, as they try to, again, fight a Phoenix ult, they don't need to fight after they've lost Shy. They end up walking into an operator, losing another player. And now, 5 versus 3, this final round, not looking good for Leviatan, and they just double down on bad decisions. The jump peek into Yumpy as they lose another. I think this is a 6-6 half.
Yeah. It's been one of the least successful plays so far, is to jump into Yumpy's operator angle. What can King do? Nice shot onto Nevera. Gives a little bit of space. Screams in such a nasty little angle, though. Like, for Melser to hard clear this. Oh, he is. He's going to spot him out. There is support, though, and Scream doesn't even need it. It's going to leave it all on to King. A 1v4 ace needed. Retrieval of the spike as the first point of call, but where he goes from here, well, who knows?
Anyone's guess, and I don't think it makes much of a difference either way. You can see Team Liquid playing the buddy system. More so in A, where you have your Scream Demasick, but Solkas and Yumpy are covering their angles here separately. You have Market covered off by the trap, and then someone has to clear spawn, make sure the A guys don't get flanked. Of course, it's this man here that's going to take opening contact. Solkas! He had a tough time last round. This one, though, he wins out. 6-6 at halftime. All things considered, a decent recovery from another slow start from Liquid.
Yeah, I think a very good recovery in the end, and of course we can throw this one straight off to the analysts, who are going to have their chance to break this one down, and more importantly, tell us where it's going to.
Always love your enthusiasm, Tom. Love it, love it, love it. Jess, that was a great recovery, like Tom and Mitch just said. It was nearly very bad for Team Liquid.
Yeah, and I think the problem with it being nearly very bad is that when that recovery came, it actually wasn't quote-unquote a team effort recovery. It felt like there was one man that was stepping up to the plate time and time again. Yumpy, you know, we speak about the operator players. They are two of the most vibrant, I'm going to call them vibrant operator players in the entirety of this tournament. They're the ones that purchase it the most out of any leagues in the world, any players, any teams. Taco and Yumpy are the top-rated players, and you could just look how it's going for Yumpy. You would think, given his current stats, that he is on the winning team, but it's neck and neck right now. And Taco doesn't have to step up the way that, you know, Yumpy does for Team Liquid in that particular half, because you've got the likes of Melzer, you've got King, we spoke about him before. Everyone else is stepping up and doing their role. My problem is now, you're going into the second half, and you have to attack just as viciously to be able to make up those rounds.
For sure, you saying that they don't need to rely on Takalia is a good example of the fact that he's just one of those people that he's playing a lot of attack hopping, he was holding angles, he was going from there. Going on to that defense though, that triple initiator, they get so much information off the bat. The KO knife comes in, the fade hunt, the recon dart, they get that initial information at the start of the round so quickly, do Leviatan. But then there's a bit of a gap, and there's a gap I think that Liquid could exploit and push into. Considering they have a good amount of utility themselves with the Phoenix and stuff, they do like to just sneak high contact onto sites, right? They want to find these little gaps, make Leviatan be a bit more like paranoid about where they're playing, because in between the recon dart going down and the 35 seconds for the cooldown, there's no information to work off, and Liquid can exploit that.
Well, it's a 6-6 at the half. This is going to be a very important pistol. Over to you, Tom and Mitch.
And so far, it's been Leviatan to come out in those pistols again and again. We need to see Team Liquid step it up here and now, or this game's going to get that little bit harder. Already a map down, but they've tied up on rounds here as we kick off the second half.
Yeah, I think both teams can be fairly happy with how that went in the end. I think Liquid's composition really lends itself for that attacking side, and while Taco may not have had the best stats on the attack, on his defensive side, that's where we really expect him to pop off, take the space for his team.
He's doing that.
That's kind of what he's doing.
Wow. Taking the space. My man is down in their spawn. He swapped places with the chamber on the other side. Nevera down. Scream, though, recovers on a double. They have entered into the B site successfully. No flashes left. He won't be going through that wall, but he will be sticking around up close. Look who is coming through the wall! Oh, it's Verso! He's still alive! He's got his kill, but he's caught by Yumpy. Couldn't quite last the whole round, and now Taco and Melzer, two players you can rely on for clutches. Good shot to start! Taco's got two, and it's left in the hands of Yumpy, who can't get a thing done! 4 for 4, Leviatan! They just cannot lose a pistol!
They literally can't. They can't catch a break. I had that on the Liquid side. It's just ridiculous. Like, the timing there of Taco Lear was literally that he waited until he reloaded the pistol and then pushed through the smoke knowing that the player will have fallen back to the site. Like, that's just brilliant. And then he gets so far forward, and I don't know what was happening on the Liquid side. It seemed like they were almost faffing around of who was going to plant just to make sure they had the right orbs. I'm like, no, just get it down. Get the timer ticking.
Listen, in that sort of moment, you know, the 1, the 2 seconds, that's not the problem. The problem is the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 kills. You can't have that going down. Guys just swinging into sight, getting the headshot after headshot, 1 versus 1 after 1 versus 1.
Yeah.
Can't be happening. And Team Liquid are paying the price in these pistols, and in the early halves, they keep going down 4 or 5 rounds and having to climb this massive mountain to get back into the game. And it ain't easy to do, not against a team like Leviatan, who, when you eventually do get a little bit of a ball rolling and figure it out, owner goes, hey guys, I got 2 free rounds, baby, in the back pocket. And they're stinger rounds. Oh, the 2 stinger rounds that they lost to is just, I mean, come on. This game would already be in their pocket.
Again, we're going to see the early orbs, of course, going in the direction of Scream. You want to get that Phoenix ult online as soon as humanly possible, given that opportunity to try and take the space. The problem is, in these sort of rounds, I already mentioned it in our lovely pause at the beginning, there's so much information to be had from Leviatan's composition. You can see the Prowlers going out, the knife being thrown in. They've also got a lot of utility that will come back over time. And that makes it so much more difficult. Like, look at the time that's left. 30 seconds and soon they'll get more information again.
Said it has to be a quick play from Team Liquid when they do decide, and the spike is outside B. There's no other choice. They've got to move towards this side, but it looks like a bit of a fake on A. You still have Nevera lurking around here trying to do something, but Scream's being caught off. Taco running around with just this ghost is causing so much trouble, and there's only 10 seconds left. And Verso, I love it, my man. absolutely love it. And he's got Shy here to help him. There's no way this round doesn't go their way. Surely, swing on the spike planter. Okay, thank you. Thought they were gonna sneakily plant the spike and it could have went to hell, but 8-6. Leviatan, they've done their job, and this time, Tom, it's very different than the previous follow-up. They have done it cleanly.
Yeah, Prime Gaming flawless to give themselves that 8th round on the board. And okay,
Yuppie.
sure, what is going to be coming in with the sort of weaponry that's available is not going to be fantastic for this round, but it is that pure bonus. And they've been so good at just making these rounds difficult for
No
sides.
shot on Yumpy. There's no shot. There's no shot. He's not gonna round 3 Odin, man. Come on. Let's go. Show me Yumpy. Show me Yumpy. No, I want to see Yumpy. The man's got an Odin in round 3 with light shields. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. That's oh, Tom, you got away with it this time.
Oh,
It was the
thank
light
God.
shields. He, you know, I appreciate
That
it, man.
was it.
Shoot for the stars.
The light shields.
The light shields got him. The light shields got him. Listen, Yumpy, I've been there, man. I know it. Not your fault. You did well. Good damage done. King's 4 HP.
I can't believe it.
I stand behind that buy, Tom, and I will not have Yumpy's name besmirched for a genuine,
Yeah, you know,
solid strat.
You know, Team Liquid Yumpy, he has never done anything crazy when it
Nope.
comes to pushing into this B site.
One of the most level-headed players we've
Yeah.
got out there. Plays by the book, I think is what
Okay,
they
here we
say.
go. Scream. He's actually going to throw that
Hello?
right back straight in. It's awkward for Adverso. Caught with utility in hand. And now the rat back through is coming. And already Scream, whoa, he's still standing. He may have fallen with that one ultimate. The position, though, from Shy's not bad. But eventually Scream is putting them all in the dirt. They may have lost one of their stars. Luckily, they have a second.
And if you think about it, all that early damage that came through on the B main push from the Odin, I think without that,
Production
this round
mute-
probably
mute
just
his-
falls
mute.
apart.
Actually, no,
you know?
I can mute
There
his
were-
mic. There we go. See, this is what happens when you hold Mitchman's cough button.
All right, I'm gonna need a partition here for health and safety. This man's breaking the barrier. It's not allowed. Get on your own damn side. Ah, wow. 7-8, Tom. 7-8. Leviatan need this map. Close it out. You know what they've done? Adverso, I feel like you and Yumpy are having a duel for my heart, my friend. He's bought the Odin. He's bringing it in.
Yeah, surprisingly, Yumpy has not bought it again. I don't know what it was.
Hey, no, because he can only afford light shields, so obviously his money would be a little strained, and he doesn't want to do it again.
But 8-7. Getting back into
I couldn't even afford it.
close position. Taco Leah being able to bring in that operator could be a difference maker, playing deep towards B main, just watching for anybody pushing in that direction. And actually, Liquid are going to push it. What is the majority of the players? It's not the most orthodox spot to have an Odin, but it has actually worked out for Adverso for a moment.
For a moment, indeed. Yeah, he got a little bogged down there. Concuss coming through to take. Oh, King! He got one. He did well. That flash didn't quite catch the second, and all the trades keep Team Liquid in with a chance. They've got the site plant to come through. The door will not remain closed. Shy brings it open, and Team Liquid decide, okay, fine. You want to fight on the door? I'll fight on the door! He's got no, he missed so many shots! And then he headshot Demasic! He wasn't even aiming at him! He was trying to kill Solkus! He's just caught astray!
Solkas is looking the wrong way. He's still expecting him to be up top, but he's already rotated all the way back around where he was planting. The thing is, though, Solkas has been able to put himself in a solid position, a player with incredible headshot percentage in most cases. But whether he can land this shot, or is he going to struggle once again versus Taco Leah, who has that up in hand, just clearing these closer angles. A little bit of utility for Solkas, but it doesn't matter. It will be Taco landing the shot once again. These clutches just seem to go in Leviatan's favor almost every time. And 9-7 now. They will take their lead further.
You can just feel the energy when they win around, man. There's only 5 players down there, 6 if we count the coach, and
We definitely
they sound
count the
like
coach.
60. Oh, in Owner's case, we count him 10 times. That is unbelievable. Just,
Can we get that slow mode, please?
He's like, I gotta kill Solkus. I gotta kill Solkus. Vamos! And that's what it's all about. There's nothing worse. You're losing those rounds. You're losing them to clutches that you know coming out of that, you should not have lost it. And then, what do you get as soon as that round timer expires? Vamos, vamos. And let me tell you, those headsets block a lot of noise, but they can see him.
Yeah, they don't have anything blocking their sight. They can definitely see that man standing up. But the thing is as
They
well...
can probably guess what he's saying, too.
The big problem here is as well just the economy. And as said, when it comes to Liquid, they have not been able to do an awful lot when it comes to these low buys, when it comes to pistols, when it comes to Spectres, SMGs. It's the team on the other side that's been able to do the majority there. So I don't know what Liquid are really going to be able to get from this round, because maybe, I think I was looking at Navira potentially having a rifle if they wanted to take a big risk. He's not really the player you take that risk on. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if Yumpy can have a tour de force, yeah, sure, you take that risk. Maybe even with a run it back, you go, okay, I can drop the shields for a round and just run in and try and get a kill. Navira, though, it's like, hey, now I have a no command. It doesn't make the most sense if that was something he goes for, but I would hope, yeah, he's just going to sell it and go for something different.
It looks like we're still fidgeting around a little bit with the economy, but it's going to end up looking fairly similar to where we're at now. Just the one rifle, and of course Solkas, the strongest man in this round with a stinger in hand. Who knows what he'll be able to do. They're going to move towards A at the start. Leviatan, they've got Melser waiting here, Bulldog in hand. One way to cover them off on the way through. But that might work out for Scream. He can get some good flashes out of that. And now that it's gone, here's the duel. He's lucky he only shoulder peeked it.
He gets the information nonetheless. And still with 3 players ready and waiting. Nice shot from Scream. It is going to be traded, but already that drone is not going to be going through. Prowler also finds the player within the smoke, so the sight should be going over to Liquid, at least for the moment.
Anti-flash on the switch. That's some nasty stuff from the stinger of Solkas.
Scanning ahead.
Not going to be X-Act on though, because Leviathan, they take their time. They're not going to blitz in too early this time, at least that's what it looked like. Adverso traded out, but Shy falls right away. So Leviathan, man disadvantage, and up against quite a bit. Still some utility left. The smoke just came online. Solkas has got a decent bit of his belt. And there's the stinger to find the frag. The one way, working out perfectly.
Yeah, it has been a game of stingers so far, and well, now seemingly finally we get Team Liquid actually managing to win one of these lower buy purchases. Just a great take into the site, entry as well, but also just these one-ways that are being put through from Demastic, just causing issues on the way back in.
That spike's about to explode. That's going to give Team Liquid another very close scoreline. Just one away from their opponents. Leviathan, I am curious to see what they even decide to do here, because their economy is in the dirt. I think they're going in for some pistols. That said, again, we've seen those rounds even just here and now. The fact that Team Liquid come through with next to nothing, they decide to wait out for the next one, and they find the success, bolsters down their economy, gives them all the credits they could want. They've got ops, they've got tour de force.
That's the
so
thing.
much to work with.
The thing is, they could actually play into this round just with their ultimates alone. Like that's
sure.
what's there at the moment for Leviatan. I think they've got themselves that tour de force available already. You have yourself a Hunter's Fury as well if you do manage to either try and maybe deny the plant or get a little bit of extra space back, or even just disruption. And that's something I think we've seen Leviatan do already in this game, is we'll use that Hunter's Fury to disrupt you while we push you. There was one of the earlier rounds we actually saw when they were on the attacking side, and there was some aggression coming out of Liquid. They used that ult just to make things very awkward. So it might just, we might joke about the stingers and what they're able to do with them, but there's always either an ult or a piece of utility that's thrown in. And more importantly, the thing we fear most in the world, if we're a fan of EMEA, we've got an owner pause.
That we do. Leviathan calling their pause. You saw owner quite animated. There was a few notes from Emil here and there, but owner he went from the start. It was like he was singing a rap song. Gotten through it, 9-8, and this is where they look to hit double digits. But as I said, the economy is just trash. King has got a rifle from the previous round. Everyone else is just going to get some scraps here and there. You know, Taco Leah's still got a bunch of headhunter bullets, but I'm curious to see, does this tour de force come on right away? Yes, it does.
Yeah, no surprise there. Gonna go deep into mid as well. We haven't seen massive success from him so far. Still putting up numbers as always, but this would be a round for him to go explosive. He's actually taken an awful lot of space. Look at King. He's going all the way down. Demastic caught jumping. Now Yumpy turns around, realizing that space has been given up, and he goes down as well. Melser, he's not even been spotted. He's stuck in the corner, lands the shot initially, but if they can trade him, they might be able to do at least a little bit more in this round.
Absolutely huge. That shot never should have landed. Solkis trying his best to claw their way back into this. They're committing ultimates. They're really wanting to take this one across the line, but now Leviatan are doubling down. They've got so much more to play with: an operator, a rifle, the tour de force. Nightfall's gonna catch a little bit, and on the other side, it's nothing. Just the one spotted, and now they know where Solkis is. Okay, 70 HP, and he almost goes down. The Hunter's Fury doesn't fully clear him, though. Still a danger to deal with when they drop down to the site. He's down below, almost getting shock darted. You can see there's just nowhere safe. Bullets coming through from up top, but Nevera, great damage. That shot connects to Adverso. He's 1 health, and Solkis cleans him up. 1 man left with an op. Shy, too much to do as Nevera gets that 9th on the board. What a phenomenal clutch from this duo.
Yeah, the crossfire was fantastic. It was just Solkas almost being the distraction play while Nevera just lands the shots. They try and make their way into the site. Also, retaking with a double operator is never going to be easy in general, but it's more so, again, just what they're able to do in these early rounds. I love the fact that we're seeing this space pressured and also in this sort of duo of aggression. Melza almost managing to do so much more as well. A little bit unlucky that he actually shoots the player behind Nevera who would have just been able to be rezzed, but even still, that clutch I think is going to pump up, well, you can see, pump up the players on the Liquid side, but there is now a buy coming on the other side, Mitch.
That there is. Still, the thing I look at here, you're running back for Scream. That wins rounds on its own. He has been spotted at the very least. They hear that ult, they got a pretty good idea where it's going to be coming from. And in fact, they've just gone swinging into him. A mistake they might not make again. King goes down, ult is popped. That's going to get him his heal. And now he's on his way to the site. But Melzer, he'll try to hold on strong. There's too many players, surely. He's gotten away with at least 1, not the second.
Spike down A.
Taco Lee has managed to find Demasik as well, so we've still ended up in a 3v3. Scream basically just used his ult to heal. I don't know if he'll expect Shy to be here to jump across. It's not the prettiest of sprays. And eventually, it will be the advantage taken once again for Leviatan. And look at the push of Shy. Mention the fact that the Rhino doesn't really slow in momentum, it just keeps going. And well, he's pushed all the way into the back of the spawn. The thing is, though, they're going to plant.
Spike planted.
We've seen it. We've seen it before. Solkis getting down below. And Yumpy holding on with the operator. This time, though, the equipment is much better for Leviathan. They've got their shields. They've got a bit of utility. They've got 3 rifles to work with. Yes, he has. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't know if that was a misclick. Either way, Solkis has got himself a wallbang kill. Adverso's down. And now the chance is looking a little bit better. Leviathan in even fights, but with Yumpy down, they know where Solkis is. In fact, he's revealed, and that will do it. Taco Leah with another triple. And Leviathan retake the lead. Double digits found. And they are 3 away from closing this series.
Yeah, I don't know if that ult pop was just because obviously you get the faster firing, and if he did get a kill, it would slow them coming into the site. But that's an awful lot to invest when you already have an operator and you're in a 2 versus 2. So I don't know if that's a mistake that's been made, but it might actually cost them quite a bit going into this next round. Financially, Liquid are going to be on the brink, and well, I don't think there's going to be an operator coming through, at least for the attacking side.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel likely. They could get an op. Again, the question is it worthwhile to sacrifice some of your other players' economy? And as you can see, Nevera has minus 8,600 beside his name. So I guess they thought, you know what, we'll sacrifice Nevera's economy.
See what he can find with it. 10-9. Takolia once again just trying to pressure on the outskirts of the map. And in fact, that's happening almost everywhere at the moment for Leviatan. A deep push into A, pressure on B as well. The thing is, even though they managed to win this round, they haven't actually invested here. It's a bit of a peculiar purchase from the defense. They've gone, okay, our buy might not be perfect, so let's just stick it in with some stingers.
With the way this game's gone, why not? Why not? Taco, what an angle. This is going to be cleared by the Omen, and he gets a reload off. He needs to put the trap down and get out of here right now. Okay, just about. By the skin on his teeth, the man survives. Shy doesn't tap it. They might expect him to be close, but that aggressive around the smoke like that? No, maybe inside it, but surely not deep inside of B main. A double opening for Leviathan. They come in, sprinkle a few stingers in here and there, and now the round may just be theirs. This one. Oh!
Taco Lee with a ridiculous shot. Eventually, Nevera is going to put him down. They need another miracle from this man. Already, Melzer is still here with just the pistol. They pick him at the perfect time together. It wasn't even needed in the end, and it's left all onto Scream. 1 versus 3, 15 seconds, Spike on the deck. He needs this kill and he needs it fast, and Melzer just doesn't want to give it to him. Just sitting back as the peak comes from above. They're going to win it, even with weak weapons once again. Leviatan just seemed to not even break a sweat.
This is a truly remarkable feat. You know, looking at how this team plays these low buy rounds makes every single one of them, if not as competitive. No, they don't make it look as competitive as the buy rounds. They literally make rounds where they have 2 or more stingers look better than their buy rounds. Rob, I challenge you. Go get the stats. I want to see when they're playing 2 or more stingers, success rate. When they're playing full rifles, or an op, whatever, success rate. I want to see that, and I guarantee Leviatan are just dominating when it comes to those weak buys. I can't even think of one that they lost.
And the wild thing is, as well, is they're playing against a team who, statistically, coming into this tournament, were the second best team at Ecos. And I can think of one low buy round that Liquid have actually managed to make in both maps. It's absurd. They've beaten them in all the pistol rounds as well. Like, they are just looking like the better squad all in all. And King, well, just taking down Scream early. Shy, just trying to delay them as much as humanly possible. It's not pretty, though, from King the second time around. Melzer is just sat in the smoke. It seems like they're aware, and I think he's actually caught out. They're going to go pushing, but they can't find him. Eventually, Demasik will put him down, but Takolia again is there to find the trade.
Yeah, these fights haven't gone according to plan. There's been a couple of recoveries here for Team Liquid. Now in a good spot with rifles. Leviatan need to be careful. This was their round to lose, and now coming into it, pretty close to losing it. Demasik's gone B, got the plan for free. If he commits to it. Of course, he doesn't know that. Could be someone sat here, just waiting to punish him. So he's allowing his teammates to come that little bit closer. Now, though, he's been isolated, and look who's here. Adverso with the big gun in hand. He doesn't win the fight. Low HP, and there it is. Demasik eventually going down, baited into the up. Yumpy's gone. Solkus, now he doesn't have too much of a chance here. Taco Lee has been on point with this operator, and he will not find it. It's Shy, in fact, on the side. Either way, 12 rounds found for Leviatan. The screams louder than ever down on the stage, as they are now 1, and they've 3 opportunities to get that one away from winning their opening game at Champions.
Yeah, and again, as we said, in this group, I think it's all important. You don't want to be going into an elimination game versus EGG. You look absolutely unreal earlier in the day.
With the stand-in.
As well. Yeah, with the stand-in and proving that they're willing to play Pearl, which definitely doesn't, it's not going to make you feel any more comfortable when you were the team that actually banned it.
That man's shadowboxing there. It's just out of excitement. I love it. The passion that some of these players and coaches have for the game. You can see it. You can feel it. Oh. Scream!
No.
Oh, that hurts to see in this round of all. Leviatan get away with King surviving. He had a tough spray last round, but now he's got a second lease of life in this one.
Yeah, deep control taken from Takolia again. Null command popped almost instantly as they attempt to try and make their move into the site. We talk about pretty much all that utility that can be used to take that space. Shy is already going to spray down Navira. Just waiting patiently, spamming through. There is at least going to be a trade. King goes down. Now Scream actually looking to try and take that space almost on his own. The rest of the team finally making their way through, but they are getting picked up, and he just right-click headshot him straight through the smoke. I don't even know if he realizes how close he is to some of these players, and Scream is just decimating, stepping up when they need him, and leaving the remaining 2 to potentially consider a save.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I think this round is definitely locked in. Look, you've got 3 left to play with.
He's still there. He's still underneath.
Wow.
He's still underneath. They haven't actually spotted. Shy just sat. I was thinking a minute ago that I don't remember him dying, but I saw 4 kills. So I was like, okay, I'll just assume that this man isn't still underneath the site. Scream is currently pushing above. Oh no.
Never.
Please no.
Never.
Not like this. I don't think they're not far enough away. I don't think they're anywhere near.
The door's closed.
He's going to have to break it. I think Demasic's close enough. It won't matter. It won't matter in the end. Thank God. I genuinely would have had a mental breakdown if they... He just
got them all killed.
He's wiped out everyone but Soulcast with just the tap of the spike.
Look at their money. Oh, God. What a round. What an absolutely... This entire game has been out of this world. The rounds... You feel like you've got a grip of what's going to happen. Even like 2 minutes in, you're like, oh, okay, well, we've seen the round. No, there's always a little curveball in there. Well, that's what you get when Scream's playing the Phoenix, I guess. He's got his run it back to play with 20 to 15 so far. He's been dominating in these duels, but we need to see another one.
forced off straight away. Now, he may have the tour de force, but actually didn't invest into the shield. It's an aggressive push, but that trade is absolutely fine. You've not really lost anything for it. Only the ultimate gone. Nice shot from Averso. And actually, that shock dart might make it even more costly. So many players there. They're going to throw in the extra Astral just to try and slow them down, and Scream's just gone swinging. He's lost his life as well. It's left all onto Demasic. He's got to try on 1v4.
There's virtually no chance. The spike's down on the other side of the wall. These players just gonna hold it out, let the timer drain. A minute on the clock, and the drone is on its way. Whether it's gonna spot him or not, no, it actually did. It hasn't seen him, and there's a chance, but the first shot missed, and now he has the entirety of Leviatan to deal with. Everything coming his way as Leviatan confirmed their victory.